Milwaukee. 10 games into this season, Cody Bellinger led the majors in home runs, RBIs, slugging percentage, hits, total bases, and runs. That blazing start wouldn't go unnoticed, Dodgers manager Dave Roberts said at the time. This series and going forward, Roberts said as the Dodgers began a 4-game series in St. Louis. Everyone watches the highlights and you're not going to let the hot guy beat you. But for a young player, that's where you have to still stay stubborn in the strike zone. In the 10 games before, Roberts said that Bellinger hit .455, .489, 1.023 for an OPS of 1.512 with 7 home runs, 18 RBIs, 3 walks and 6 strikeouts. In the next 10 games, Bellinger hit .400, .538, .767 for an OPS of 1.305 with 3 home runs, 6 RBIs, 8 walks and 4 strikeouts. A real cool down, eh? It's just the consistency, and I say consistency in the attitude and approach, Roberts said of the most impressive part of Bellinger's season to date. And obviously the results have been consistent as well. But what's leading up to those results, for me, is the most impressive. That's something that can sustain this success. Faced with repeated questions about what he changed to produce those results, Bellinger has been consistent in his answers as well. A winter's worth of work with hitting coaches Robert Van Scoyoc and Brant Brown armed him with greater knowledge about his swing and what he needs to do to make it work. It's about understanding what I want to do, Bellinger said after hitting his 10th home run of the season Thursday. Knowing why I feel good and knowing why I don't feel good and knowing what I need to do. Just going into the cage and trying to find it in every day, and trying to stay locked in. Martin Moves catcher Russell Martin has increased his workouts over the past 2 days, catching in a crouch, throwing with vigorous intensity, as Martin put it, and hitting off a tee in the batting cage. Martin's lower back has improved but isn't 100% yet, though it continues to improve daily, he said. Roberts said he is optimistic that Martin will be able to come off the injured list at some point during the Dodgers' next homestand, which begins next Friday. A rehab assignment before then is likely. That's where the game situation comes into play. We're not there yet. But as far as getting loose and doing baseball-specific activities, we are there, Roberts said. I know the player is probably against it, a rehab assignment. But I just don't see how, with the time off and the potential time off that it's going to be, that a game of catching 5 to 7 innings doesn't make sense for everyone. Changing his setup behind the plate makes sense to Martin. He is considering abandoning the staggered positioning he has used in the crouch for years, with 1 foot closer to home plate, in favor of a more neutral, straight-on position. Martin thinks it will put less pressure on his lower back and pelvis. I think that's the root of it, Martin said of his lower back pain. It's not running. It's not swinging. Just the constant staggered position I'm in. Martin wouldn't speculate on how much longer he will be out of action. How close am I to returning? I don't know, Martin said. There's a natural progression they want me to go through. Those guys aren't risk takers, but it's always better to take it slow. Once I come off the injured list, I don't want to go back on. Also, left-hander Rich Hill said he expects to make his second rehab start Monday at AAA Oklahoma City. Roberts said the decision has not been made yet on whether Hill will make that start with Oklahoma City or AA Tulsa. Tulsa is on the road at Midland, Texas, on Monday. Up next, Dodgers, LHP Yunjinryu, 2-0, 3.07 era at Brewers TBA, Saturday, 4:10 p.m., Sportsnet LA, where available, Fox Sports 1, 570 AM. Let's block ads. Why?